All right, let's get down to business. So a bit ago, I did a video about Black Clover, and I literally didn't look up anything about Black Clover or any videos about Black Clover. So I didn't realize how coveted it was. And if I knew that people were going to be upset that I criticized it and I don't want to watch it anymore after episode 30, I would have been a lot more harsh. Because they just came here just to say, oh, it's great. It's great. They gave no reason. They're like, oh, Noelle's so great. What makes her so great? She's a healer. Big deal. Big deal. They like to make women healers because that's a weak position. I don't care what you guys say. Anytime they make a girl a healer, it's to put her in a weak position, a weakness position. That's it. I don't care who she heals. Like, unless she's the best healer in the world, which a lot of the times, especially since I told you I've only seen episode 30. So if you're talking about, oh, you're missing out, tell me what I'm missing out on. Don't just say, oh, you're an idiot because you don't like Black Clover. Tell me what it is. I already told you that's what I wanted from you. And if you're not going to provide that, then you don't need to be leaving any comments in my comment section. You can type a 50-page essay and then it'll just be deleted. Easy. You can waste your time if you want to. But we're not here to talk about Black Clover today. It's still garbage. I'm still not going to watch it. If it gets better, like I said, tell me about it. Don't just say it gets better and that's it. And also read the description, because what I didn't say with my words, I most definitely said in the description. So always read the description. Reading is essential. Reading is key. I did type in the description of that Black Clover video that I thought that the magic system was very underdeveloped. I am at episode 30. I should already know how people know freaking spells and how a grimoire works. I just like the concept of the grimoire. It is not a developed world. The world building is kind of trash, kind of bad. But we're not talking about Black Clover, like I said. Today we are going to be discussing Demon Slayer. I've watched every episode, I've watched the movie, and now we're going to talk about it. So basically, Demon Slayer is about this boy, Tanjiro, in a family of like a bunch of people. A lot of criticism that comes with Demon Slayer comes from the fact that in the beginning, when Tanjiro's family is killed, there's like a bunch of kids and there's a bunch of family members we don't know. And they're like, oh, it's just to make us care more. I really didn't care. But I do want to say that when I first watched Demon Slayer, just like with Black Clover, I could not get past the first episode. I literally tried to watch Demon Slayer 3 times. I almost gave up. Like I said, I gave Black Clover a lot of grace. I gave it 4 chances and it sucked to episode 30. I couldn't watch it anymore. If you think it's great, that's great. Go somewhere else where people are celebrating it. If you don't like it, maybe we can talk about that. Talk about what you didn't like about it. You guys aren't even talking about what you like about it. You're just saying it's great. I can explain to you why I think Demon Slayer is great, and I will. But I will also be criticizing it, because we can do that. We can like something and criticize it. Anyway, the 3rd time I tried to watch Demon Slayer, I got through finally. The first time I watched it, I couldn't get past the first episode. The second time I watched it, I got a little further. And then when the ghost children started talking to him, I just didn't feel any interest in it. And then I watched it with my boyfriend. It's a really good show, and it's got really great animation. Tanjiro is a very cool protagonist. Let's talk about him first. What I don't like about this whole series is the fact that we don't see them learn forms. We just hear them say forms. And that's one thing that I don't like. It's another thing with the magic system. We see them train, and that's cool. But we don't see them train for forms. We only see them train for like endurance or for skills, but nothing having to do with actual forms. Because they say 1st form, 3rd form, 6th form. Those forms are essential. And maybe they do that in the manga. But when you should not be relying on people who have read the manga to understand what's happening in the anime. It should be separate, and you should understand how to put everything into place, or don't make the anime. We shouldn't have to read the manga and then be like, oh, I get it. It should already be there. That's one big thing. That's a gripe I have with Demon Slayer. So Tanjiro, he's the main character. His dad did like some fire breathing or whatever. He's got fire and water, and I don't like that necessarily. Like Todoroki from My Hero Academia, I like his whole story, and him being ice and fire makes sense. Tanjiro being water and fire makes no sense to me personally. I don't understand. But whatever. There's never an adaptation of anything that I've ever seen other than My Hero Academia, because their magic system and their world building was done really well. It's very easy to grasp for people who don't even read the manga. It's very easy for me to grasp what quirks are, how they work, how they're passed down. But these forms, they like come from nowhere. And there's even some people who have created forms. Like there's this girl who's created love form. It's like, oh my goodness, could you stop? Like, whatever. It's not even a big issue for me. It's just a minor, it's a nitpick, I would say. It's a nitpick to talk about the fact that this girl's like lovey-dovey and whatever. But I mean, one girl, two girls can be like that. Not all of them. And not all of them are not. But I will discuss the issues I do have with some of the girls when I'm done talking about the main characters. So, Tanjiro with his sister, who turns into a demon because of Michael Jackson. I mean, Muzan or whatever his name is. He's the king of all demons. He was the first demon, supposedly, so he's been alive longer than everybody else. And so Tanjiro has to go train because he sucks and he can't do nothing. He wants to get his sister back to being a human because, plot thickens, she turned into a demon, but she's alive and I don't understand. This is what I don't like. Let me talk about Nezuko for a hot minute. So Nezuko is his younger sister. She gets turned into a demon who can't speak. And she has a thing in her mouth so she doesn't supposedly eat people. But it's annoying because demons aren't like Ravage and Savage. Especially if she's got so much control, she should not be Ravage and Savage. And I know there has to be equal exchange. Like Full Metal Alchemist, I always go back to that. There must be equal exchange for things. If she has such control of her body, I understand that maybe there's something that is a negative about her. There's a lot of people that call her like a Mary Sue type of thing because there's nothing that can hurt her. But I think it's interesting because she's a main character. You want her to die? Like, what do you want from the main character? You want Tanjiro to die? How is he not a Mary Sue? Oh, he trained, da-da-da-da-da. She's got magic. It's magic. Demons aren't real. So we go back in a circle. What do you want from Nezuko? Do you want her to die? She is a main character. Yes, there's going to be some instances where you're like, well, they could have never got out of that. But I think the interesting part about Demon Slayer is I am at the edge of my seat constantly. People who knock down Demon Slayer in favor of Black Clover, I feel like that's just at this point, after all the harassment that I faced the moment I post that video, you're dumb. If you say that Demon Slayer is worse than Black Clover. Because like I said, Black Clover's world building and magic system is crap. The only thing I have an issue with the magic system of Demon Slayer is the fact that we don't see them learn forms. And the anime is not over yet. Like I said, I haven't seen all of Black Clover, only to episode 30. But what I do know is by episode 30, I should understand the magic system. I should understand how people learn spells. You should not be in episode 800 and we're just understanding how grimoires are created. That's the difference. By episode 5 of Demon Slayer, I understood that everybody had something different. There's magic going on. And there's not always going to be a time where you can just say, well, it's magic and just throw it away. But what I can say is Demon Slayer is far more engaging. I gave it a second chance. If you get past the first episode of Demon Slayer, you're good. Like I said before, Demon Slayer, the first episode was bootleg trash garbage. I actually didn't like the second episode either, really. The whole arc of him in the hills with that with the demon people and that guy that was eating people and the ghost kids, that was dumb to me. It was dumb. And a lot of people talk about how that didn't make any sense because it never came up later, and I understand that. Tanjiro should have something to where he talks to ghosts because it happened before. And yes, we get flashbacks with his mom and all that, but so does Nezuko. I know they went through similar issues and whatnot, but they should not be the same person. That's one thing I don't like about Nezuko. There's this term coined by scholars and whatnot. I forgot exactly what it's called, but it's in short terms freezing or putting your women in the refrigerator, which basically means you either kill a girl or woman to suit the needs of the plot to make the man better or boy better in these shonens. And anything really, but just more particularly shonen right now that we're talking about. Or they put her in a position to be locked in a tower somewhere to where she is the goal. And that's what basically Demon Slayer is. Nezuko is the goal. Tanjiro's goal is to figure out how to turn Nezuko back into a human because of Muzan, or whatever his name is, turning her into a demon. Hypothesis here, by the way, I think Muzan himself killed Tanjiro's family because Nezuko is his daughter. I think he secretly shifted himself into Tanjiro's father and slept with his mom, and that's why Nezuko's eyes look just like Muzan's. That's my hypothesis. I've never read the manga, so I have no idea if this is even proven with text. But that's just my opinion about that. And like I said, Tanjiro is the main character. I don't mind him having a goal. But when you make the goal a girl, and you make that girl not able to speak or have her own character, she becomes just a weapon. She becomes just an object for you to use and abuse. And that's what she is. I don't think people realize that Nezuko does not have a personality. She may be quiet or cute or whatever you want to say, but she has no personality. Literally, a rock has more personality than Nezuko. You insert your own personality into what you think she is, because we've only heard her speak a few times, and it was in her mind. When there are many ample examples of children turned demons able to speak. She was not turned into a demon at infancy. She knew how to speak. So try that with someone else. Go to another channel and go put that in their comment section if you want to defend why Nezuko can't speak. Like I said, I've never read the manga, so if there's a literal spoken reason that was not in the anime, let me know in the comments. But aside from that, there is absolutely no excuse for Nezuko to have been as old as she was when she was turned into a demon, not able to speak, not able to have any personality at all. I'm going to be jumping back and forth because there's a lot of things that I can't talk about until we get to that point, but just put a pin in Nezuko because that's what they do. So let's talk about the arc of when they're in the stupid mountains and they're fighting those demons and stuff, and whoever survives gets to be a demon slayer or whatever. So there's 4 or 5 people that make it. Tanjiro Zenitsu. I'm just going to call him Thunderclap. He's a boy that falls asleep, and when he's asleep, he's strong, and he only knows one form. Sidebar here. Back to trashing Black Clover. Remember those leaders where there was one of the girls who does magic in her sleep, and I never heard her speak, and they didn't try to make an effort? If she speaks, let me know in the comments, please. Let me know that in the comments. Don't tell me that, it's great, even though you don't tell me what's great about it. You don't talk about anything. You just say how great it is. Again, if I like something, I can explain why I like it. If you can't, maybe it's not that great. But anyway, she sleep. Zenitsu can speak while he sleep. So, why isn't this girl speaking? Why isn't Nezuko speaking? She's got that bamboo in her mouth, da-da-da-da. Again, I say, even the harshest of demons that we have met in Demon Slayer can speak. They can speak. They're not gobbling and swallowing human flesh multiple times a second to where we can't even understand what they're saying because their mouth is so full of blood and guts, okay? They're speaking to the main characters. Those are upper level rank, whatever. Yeah? What about the lower good for nothing dude that was in the woods, in the mountains, with all them arms? He was speaking. No excuse for Nezuko not to speak. But I digress. Zenitsu, he's a pervert as well. He was harassing a girl the moment he got his thing to say that he's a demon slayer. he harasses a girl to marry him, but he's a kid. And I'll give leeway to kids more than I'll give leeway to adults in these animes. Still gonna call him out though. Just like I called out Asta, I'm gonna call out Zenitsu. I'm gonna call out all y'all. And I will not be giving Mineta any favors either, honestly. I know he's a kid. I'm not gonna give him favors. What I can say about My Hero Academia and Demon Slayer is those actions are not rewarded. The actions of being a pervert are not rewarded. And that is the difference when you write characters like that between Meliodas, who is 1,000,000,000 years old, that looks like a little boy, perving on adult women, grabbing them, groping them inappropriately, and then making these pervert boys who are always told you cannot do that and are always given comeuppance and karma. Meliodas of the 7 deadly sins is never granted any karma or any pushback. Sometimes the girls like squeal, and that's the most that they do, clutching their own breasts. They don't punch him. Nothing happens. He gets no anything, and when he does, it doesn't matter because he'll just do it again twice. And I'm done with that. If you want to know my opinions about 7 deadly sins, link is in the description to that video. Link is in the description to the Black Clover is trash video. Link is in the description to all the other animes that I've been talking about, Death Note and whatnot. But let's get back to topic. So Enosuke is another person who made it through the I'm just going to call it the mountain arc. I know that's not true, but I'm just going to call it that because anyone who's watched Demon Slayer knows the whole mountain situation and all that. So there's this girl. Let me explain to you another reason why it's annoying every time I watch these shonen animes and they make women like this. So there was one girl who was like spaced off and she's looking at a butterfly or whatnot. And we later learned that she's a part of this like wealthy family of butterflies or whatever, like butterfly people. They're not butterfly people, but they're represented by a butterfly. You know what I mean? So the reason why she got her license to be a Demon Slayer or whatever is because, she got it off of pure luck or whatever. Or it's either her or her sister because they make them look very similar. I don't know her name. But supposedly she's supposed to be the love interest of Tanjiro later down the line. And regardless, whoever it is, it's a girl. It's one of those girls, one of the sisters. How did she get it off of pure luck? She comes from a wealthy family. How hard was it to get the best trainers? How hard was it to get, why did we have to learn and know and hear, twice that she got it off of pure luck? Like I said in my Black Clover video, if there's magic that exists, women should be strong, if not stronger. I don't care. Be mad about that. I really don't understand why people would be mad about me saying that when men are already seen as more powerful. If you want to be brute strength, fine. If you want to be stronger physically than women, all right then. Alrighty then. Understandable. Have a good day. But if we're going to bring magic into this, if we're going to talk about having magic and demons and, look at this magic, fire breathing, you can't tell me that women are going to be weak and she just so happened to get in off of pure luck. You can't tell me that. That's just unacceptable. I don't like that. First of all, why'd you tell us? Second of all, why was that even in this reality? How did she get off of pure luck? They don't even show her doing anything but just playing with butterflies or whatever, but whatever. She's quick. That's all we know about her. She's quick. So it's all the girls can be quick and that's all they've got, not even good at magic or anything. I'm not asking them to be the Incredible Hulk. What I'm asking them to do is to have competence. And another thing that I put in the description is I give flack to Black Clover about how they treat the girls, but I give due credit that there are more girls. But like I said, they have a saturated cast that you don't really care about because there's too many people to care about. Some people start killing off or getting out of commission, but that doesn't stop the fact that we still have 90 people to remember. And My Hero Academia, someone's going to argue with me in the comments about My Hero Academia having too many characters and, they put their name on the front every 2 seconds. First of all, no, they don't. When they show their names, and they say it sometimes, but that's the whole key of the show. The whole key of the show, the whole situation of the show of My Hero Academia, is to be reminiscent of a comic. Why do you think All Might looks like a comic book character? He's the only one that freaking looks like that. There's some people who have, like, Mount Lady. She looks like a comic book character more than any other person. There's a few others who look like that too. But All Might looks like the best rendition of a comic book character that you could ever create. That's the reason why they always flash their quirks. They don't always flash their names. They flash their quirks more often than their names. And like I said, when their names are flashed, most of the time it's in Japanese or something. So you're like, oh, you did it. Shut up. And we're not talking about that. Let's digress. I'll do a My Hero Academia video when I'm done with the series and the movie, because I haven't seen it. So let's talk about Sleeping Dude. Thunderclap. He's better than Mineta. He's better than Mineta. And some people are like, oh, I don't like him. Of course you don't like him. He's gross. He's gross, but he's okay. And yeah, he cries a lot and it's a little annoying. But I just feel like they do that so often to the girls that I feel like him, and hate to talk about My Hero Academia, I will try my best not to, because I want to make a different video for that. But one final thing about My Hero Academia, hopefully, is a lot of people give flack to young Midoriya for crying all the time, being a crybaby. These are children. Despite them having full-size breasts and whatnot, and having exposed clothing, and the only reason why the girl's invisible is so that there can be a breast joke anytime you pan the camera to her. They're children. Midoriya can cry as much as he wants. He's a child. You freaking idiots. So put that there. Thunderclap can cry as much as he wants to. What I didn't like, the most annoying thing he did was, oh, I don't want to go on that mountain. Why'd y'all leave me? If you would have pushed me, I would have been like, that was annoying. But he's a kid. Sometimes kids are annoying. And I think people don't understand that because they try to adultify children and make them not have any emotions. And then when they are psychopathic, when they can't talk to you in their teens because you have raised them to not talk about their emotions, you're clutching your pearls, mouth agape. So that's enough of that. I liked anytime he's on the screen, he's like comedic relief. There's always got to be a comedic relief character. Everyone's kind of funny. Literally, Tanjiro, Thunderclap, and Enosuke are all funny in their own way, but they all can be serious. That's one thing I do like about Demon Slayer. They love to balance seriousness and funniness. It's really cool. And the demons are really cool. Let's talk about Nezuko again real quick before we get into Enosuke. I just need to talk about this really quick. When y'all have seen the episode, if you watch this anime, you've seen the episode where Nezuko gets crazy and she gets out of control and she becomes a woman. Literally, she grows up to be a woman. She has big breasts, long legs. She's bursting out of her clothes. She's like 14 years old. That was problematic to me. And it's not even, it's like, oh, you like to do this. It's y'all's fault. No, it's your fault. It's yours. It's your fault. The issue I have with it, first off, to begin with, is the fact that every demon, let me explain something real quick. Every demon has been able to speak fluently. There's been one that was kind of like iffy in the very beginning. He's kind of iffy and doesn't really speak that much, and he makes like a noise, but he still speaks. Why doesn't Nezuko speak? There is no reason for her not to speak other than the fact that you just don't want a woman to speak, a girl to speak. What is the point of Nezuko not being able to speak? And you could be like, oh, she needs that guard first. No. I'm sorry, no. That's incorrect because, like I said, all the demons have control of themselves. Some of the demons want to just kill to kill. We actually meet two demons who don't kill humans. The two people that are helping Tanjiro help Nezuko get back to humanity. There's no reason why Nezuko can't speak. They're gagging her because she's a girl. They don't gag dudes like this. If they're silent, it's because they want to be silent. They never have it like this. And maybe there's one anime out there where a guy's gagged for the entire show. We don't even get to hear her inner thoughts. Like, we can't even hear her inner thoughts. She's not an animal. No demon is an animal. Even the most heathenistic demon that we meet in the freaking mountains was speaking words. So let's talk about Nezuko's transformation, right? Another thing that a lot of demons do is transform. Their penises don't drag to the floor when they transform. Their balls, their testicles do not increase in size. So why is Nezuko's breasts out and exposed? What is the deal? Why can't she become more demon-like? They just made her look sexy, and she is a what? Child. Oh, it's just drawings. Okay, it's just drawings. Where do you live so I can call the cops on you? Where do you live? Anyone who says it's just a drawing, I don't trust you. Because first it's just a drawing. Then it's just a picture. That opens up Pandora box of nothing but degradation. Enough with that. There's also another dude that took the puberty demon fruit and like got bigger than all of them despite all the training that they supposedly all did and the fact that they're beaten like upper moons and whatnot, but he's not really that important to the actual story, at least in the anime. I don't know anything about the manga, so I don't know if he plays a better role, but I just wanted to let y'all know that there was another dude that made it past the mountain arc. Let's talk about Enosuke. So Enosuke is kind of funny. He's my favorite character, even though he's kind of like high-strung. I like the high-strungness. All three of them work together really well, plus Nezuko. She's not really a character. She's more like a weapon that they just take out the box anytime they need somebody powerful, but she'd be sleeping. Annoying. So, like, they each all have a different backstory that's cool when they're, like, about to die or when we think they're about to die. And another thing, Black Clover does not have high stakes. Even, I watched this around episode 30 when I stopped watching it. We met the Wizard King, and I didn't even know that was the Wizard King. Because first of all, he's not wearing a crown. Second of all, he's just by himself. No one's guarding him. Third of all, there was no introduction that made it so, oh, wow, you're the Wizard King. Don't give me that crap like Black Clover's so good. When I met the Wizard King, I didn't even care. I didn't even know it was him. There's no stakes. When Atsuta was attacked by all those people around episode 30 and then the Wizard King helped him and whatnot, he was in no danger. He's never in any danger that I care about. Nezuko, Tandero, Enosuke, and Thunderclap, all of them get into danger that we don't know if they will survive. We know they will because they are main characters. But we don't know because they make the situation so dire. And in later seasons, I noticed that they also take a lot of time to explain things. I kind of hate that. But I understand because usually panels for manga, you can't, I don't know, it's hard to translate it without sounding repetitive. Because they're saying stuff, if I do this and do that, and we're already seeing them do it. So I don't think you have to tell us that. But I completely understand why they do. I'm not going to hold it against you. I just am going to talk about it, and you have to take it into consideration. Inosuke has like a boar head on his head. It's like his mom or something. He was thrown into the woods because his mom was running from someone, I think. So she tried to save his life, and he looks like his mom. There's a run-on joke that he looks like a girl, and no one knows really until he takes the mask off. But in the entertainment district arc, he takes his mask off because they have to go into brothels or whatever and look for some dude's 3 wives. It sounds really crazy. It sounds like something I wouldn't watch, but it's okay, I guess. That dude that's got 3 wives and Inosuke are like the only people who dual wield, and that's cool. I like dual wielding individuals. There's also a group called like the 12 Hishira or something. I don't know how many there are. I just know that there's a group of demon slayers that are like at the top, and there's only like 2 girls in that faction. Like I said, if there's going to be magic and whatnot, I don't understand why there aren't more women. And like I said before, one of them created their own technique. Like Enosuke created his own technique, beast form. So that's basically all that I have to say about Enosuke. I don't want to talk a lot about each arc or about each episode, but what I do want to discuss real quick are the women. Like I said, Nezuko, she is boxed. She's refrigerated. She's just sitting in a box until they need her to do something and to be an animal who can't speak. Daki, I don't know how you say her name, but that girl that was in the entertainment district or something, where there were the brothels and whatnot, and women entertaining men. Everyone was like, oh, she's the best, and da-da-da-da. They made it seem like she was so strong until her brother came out, and she was crying like a little baby. Yes, she is a child. But like I said, they don't do the same thing with boys. I don't know what his name was, Upper Moon 6 or something. I can't remember. I can't remember all the Upper Moon's name, especially since they move around a lot. But that boy, that little boy child that was trying to make a family was talking like an adult. So don't tell me that it's because she's a child. It's because they wanted to make her weak. And supposedly, the person who made Demon Slayer is being like is anonymous, so people are assuming that means that it's a woman. They don't even say for a fact that that's true, and I haven't found any evidence to that effect. Please let me know in the comments if the person who created Demon Slayer was a woman, because regardless, women can still have misogynistic tendencies. They're upholding the patriarchy. That's what pick-me's, that's what every time when women do stuff, like Khloe Kardashian, upholding patriarchy constantly, talking about, oh, I think it's very hurtful to blame women when I blame women on a daily for... Okay, whatever. You ruined our family. But I'm not talking about them. But the whole thing about it is Daki was strong. They made it seem like she was strong, and then they do everything in their power to make it so that we know that the real Upper Moon is her brother, the strong one. Ooh, while she's the weak one. Ooh. Like I said, when there is magic involved, there's no reason for women to be greatly or moderately weaker than men or less competitive or less competent. They should literally be at the same level or higher. Honestly, like, I don't care. Be mad about it. It's fiction. It's not real. If you think women are fake and horrible and gross and weak, this is anime. It's not real life. So it can still be like that. Daki was a bait and switch. She was a bait and switch. You think that she's going to be strong and she's going to be seen as an equal to the full moons, but no, she can't even exist on her own. She exists juxtaposed to her brother. And I understand that they were trying to do a motif of, oh, look, we're just like them. They're just like us. Like, I get that. And I acknowledge it. I just say she could have still been equal to her brother. When I left that season, when I left the last season of Demon Slayer, in the entertainment district, I got that Daki was weak, a weakling, pathetic creature who could not do anything unless her brother was there. I thought when she started crying that it was like to fake so that her brother would help, not because she really was a crybaby. And yes, like I said, there have been tons. This is why I'm not going to accept anyone's excuse for how she acts, because there have been numerous children demons that we've followed throughout the series. First season, the second season, literally. You're not going to sit there and tell me, oh, well, she's like that because it's her humanity coming out and she's a child. We've already been through this. A guy child, he's acting like an adult. Even the other girl child that was kicking those balls and stuff, they were saying she was weak too. Like, why is it that the women are always coined? They're coined as weak. They're coined. Like, we don't even get to make that inference ourselves. People tell us in the anime, oh, they're weak. They feel weak. Wow. But even the boy child, he's like, wow, if he was that strong and he was just a low level, imagine what I'm in for. That's what Tantaro, like, basically all but said about the spider boy. But the girls, weak in comparison. Weak. Even despite what we see her do, she looks pretty strong. She seems pretty strong. But Daki's weak. It's nothing but pure sexism. If there is a woman that is behind Demon Slayer, that's the big kahuna of it all, shame on you. I see it. I see the misogyny. Not every woman has to be the Incredible Hulk, but why does every woman have to be weak? That's the question you have to ask yourself when you make media. Oh, I got to be a Demon Slayer off of pure luck. I almost died. But you're rich. You could have had the best swordsman training you from infancy. But off of pure luck you made it? And we had to know about that? But honestly, it's a good anime. I don't want to spoil it too much because I really want you to watch it because it's really good. Anyone who says Demon Slayer's bad, I really don't know what to tell you. Go to someone who's going to talk trash about it, I guess. I don't know why you would come here to talk about how much you hate something that I like. Go to someone who hates it as much as you do so you can sit there and get the loved it button pressed on your comment. Because I'm not going to love it. I'm probably going to delete it. Because why are you doing that? I don't go to other people's stuff just to talk about how much I hate something. That's a miserable life to live. I'm on my own channel doing whatever the freak I want within the boundaries of YouTube. The movie was really good. And I know there's shoujo, which is like young girl stuff. And then there's shonen. I want shonen for girls. Shoujo, I don't think is shonen for girls. I think it's more like I said, that other one, Sailor Moon and whatnot. I'm not into just a bunch of girls with no, I don't know how to say it. Just imagine Demon Slayer with like 50% more women and girls that aren't just screaming, help, can't do anything. Or when they went to the brothels, they straight up pull up at a brothel. Straight up. They're just there. There's no nudity, but they're there. But whatever. Like I said, I don't want to spoil too much for you because I really want you to enjoy Demon Slayer. But that's just a bit of the rundown. Nezuko is not her own person. They treat her like a prop, if anything. At best, she's a prop. At worst, she's a weapon. And what I didn't like about her transformation was the fact that you aged her up and then they age her down when she's passive. They make it seem like women are out of control. That's literally the collaborative personification of women can't handle power. Nezuko. So when she's a woman, she can't control it and she's crazy. She's crazy, doesn't know what's going on. Oh my gosh, crazy. Breasts out. But when she's a little kid, almost infant, she's docile and cute. It's really annoying. That's what I don't like about Nezuko. Tantaro, he's a good vanilla character. I feel like Tantaro isn't even the best person in the anime. He has his moments, but I think Enosuke steals the show every time. And he looks like a girl, so it's like, that's cool. But Thunderclap, I feel like out of all of them, he is the worst. He's the worst, but I like him more than Mineta. And I'll explain to you why in my My Hero Academia video. And I'll probably go into more detail with that one because there's so many key components. Like, there's a lot of Hishira that I didn't talk about. And a lot of things, the elements I didn't really talk about. But it's just something you have to watch. My Hero Academia, you can watch it and still miss things because there's a lot going on. And it's really bright and whatnot. Like, it's so much, it's a lot. Like, it's a lot. And I'm still going. But Demon Slayer is kind of smaller. And there's a movie that came out. And people called it overhyped. But I was at the edge of my seat. Like, it was so cool. Edge of my seat. It was really fun. I'm at the edge of my seat every time I watch Demon Slayer. But you have to get through the beginning. Like, the first beginning 5 episodes, you are going to sit there and you're going to be bored. I just want to let you know right now. You're going to have to accept that boredom to get through the good stuff. But all in all, so far, I mean, it's not over. So I just feel like giving it a rating before it's over is kind of like, I don't know. But I will say, out of 10, I would give Demon Slayer an 8. I would give Demon Slayer an 8. There's a lot of things that can be fixed, but I don't know the manga, so I don't know if they're being, like, it could be lower, because I feel like if you have a point of reference, you should put everything you need to from that reference point into the final product. That's what I feel about every time they do, like, revamping stuff. Like, if you're already not going to make your own stuff and you're going to take from someone else, the least you can do is just take it well. And I'm basically done, honestly. Demon Slayer is really fun. It's really interesting. I'm glad that I watched it. I understand what the hype's about, because it's a hype anime, and it's got great music. It's got a better magic system than Black Clover, but I would say Black Clover's grimoire situation is better than the form situation. Like I said, they don't teach forms. We don't see them learn forms or practice forms. Thunderclap only has one form he can use, and he just masters it. While Enosuke has the most forms out of everyone, and he's created his own beast form. Tundero is the one that's like a mutant, where he's got 2 different forms going on, like the fire and water, which is, like I said, strange. Makes no sense, but whatever. And last but not least, Nezuko. A lot of guys don't like her because she's powerful, and they think, oh, well, she's this and that, she's that and this. She's the main character, get over it. If you feel so bad, then why don't you take it up with the people who made the anime or the manga? Because I really don't see a big issue with Nezuko except what I've described. The fact that she's used as a weapon. She has no agency. She can't speak, even though every demon, no matter how far gone they are, they're not animals. They speak very well, speak very fluently. And they're not foaming at the mouth like they need brains like they're zombies. There's no reason why Nezuko can't talk. And if you're going to have a voice actress for a character, you should utilize her. We only hear her sometimes, and it's in her mind. And it'd be nice if we got that a lot more. Like, if we got to know her a lot more. We don't know Nezuko. We don't. We only saw her in a little bit in the beginning, and she doesn't speak. And like I said, there's no excuse that you could type in my comment section that will get me to change my mind from, I think Nezuko should speak. She should be able to speak to her brother. It doesn't add anything for her not to. It takes away a lot. She has no agency already. She already has no control of anything. Now she can't speak. It's a bit annoying to me. But that's it. I'm done. Hope you enjoyed. If you're here to hate on my opinions about Black Clover, forget you and your mother. If you want to know my opinions about other anime, link is in the description to my anime playlist. If you're here for Resident Evil stuff, go to my Resident Evil playlist under my playlist tab. I don't know when I will be talking about Resident Evil next. Maybe when something happens, because so far nothing really has happened. Everyone keeps talking about Resident Evil 4 Remake, and I hate that so much. I hate it so much. Resident Evil 4 looks fine. It may look like Wallace and Gromit, nothing but dark browns and grays. But you can play that game without getting vertigo or feeling disgusted or anything like that. Resident Evil Code Veronica is the one that looks old. The one that is the only title that's from the past that has not gotten a remake. But you guys think you're going to make bank on Resident Evil 4. Like I said, the moment that remake comes out, I'm telling you right now, as I sit on this earth, I will be playing Resident Evil 4, the regular and the original. And I will be streaming it on Twitch. Hope you guys liked this. Hope you guys liked my commentary and my gameplay. If you want to follow me on Twitch, you can. It's on my About tab. If you want to follow me on Twitter, you can. It's there too. On Twitch, I stream Apex Legends mostly, sometimes poker, sometimes Call of Duty, sometimes Resident Evil. Let me know what you want me to talk about next. And I hope you guys enjoy Demon Slayer because it is really fun. If you have any questions about this and you're not just gonna hate about my opinion, leave your comments. If you're gonna sit there minute by minute and giving me timestamps about stuff that don't even pertain to what I was talking about, don't waste your time because your comment's going to be gone. I'm done.